This instrument was named after its inventor.
The original patent had 14 different versions of the design.
And the largest playable one is 9 feet tall.
What is it? Find out next on Sarah's Wiki Corner podcast.
It is time for Sarah's Wiki Corner, brought to you today by Nibblake Foods in the Genesee Valley Regional Market. Hello, Sarah.
Hello.
What are we learning about today on your Wiki Corner?
Well, today is National Saxophone Day.
I had no idea.
It is National Saxophone Day in honor of the inventor of the saxophone's birthday.
Oh, okay.
His name was Adolphe Sax.
Oh, Adolphe Sax, of
So that's why
course.
it's called the saxophone, because it was Adolphe Sax who invented it.
What if he had a different name? It's kind of a cool name.
It is.
Sax.
Not all last names lend themselves to
What if he had,
instruments like that.
What if you had like a big long Polish name or something like that?
Right, that
and
would
then
be
you
tough.
put a phone at the end of
A
it.
phone, yeah. That would be tough.
Would be very tough.
That would be tough.
Yeah.
So the saxophone is the only instrument in wide use today that was invented by a single individual. The saxophone was invented by a Belgian instrument maker, Adolphe Sax, like I said, in the early 1840s and was patented on June 28, 1846. His father and mother were instrument designers themselves, who made several changes to the design of the French horn.
Is that something that there's still instrument designers
I can't imagine that there are.
around today inventing something new?
Are there new instruments?
You could rework the recorder, I think. I think it's time.
I think you're right. I think you could do to improve the recorder.
I don't know what you do to it.
I don't know either. But Adolphe began to make his own instruments at an early age, entering 2 of his flutes and a clarinet into competition at the age of 15.
Look at this guy. Huh?
Yeah. Now, Sax faced many brushes with death.
Oh, gee. Wow.
As a child, he once fell from a height of 3 floors, hit his head on a stone, and was believed to be dead.
Oh, my.
But he wasn't.
Oh.
At the age of 3, he drank a bowl full of acidic water, mistaking it for milk, and also later swallowed a pin. He received...
Where are these parents? I mean, busy designing instruments and dropping the kids out of third-floor windows.
No joke. He'd be,
bowl of bleach, whatever.
He'd be reported so quick today.
Different time.
He received serious burns from a gunpowder explosion and also once fell onto a hot cast iron frying pan, burning his side.
Jeez.
Several times he avoided accidental poisoning and asphyxiation from sleeping in a room where varnished furniture was drying. Another time, young Sax was struck on the head by a cobblestone and fell into a river, almost dying. Then
drowning, sure.
His neighbors started calling him Little Sax the Ghost. Little Sax the Ghost, because he had a terrible bout of luck there.
Yeah, bout of luck. I think somebody's trying to kill him. Yeah.
So he moved to Paris in 1842 to establish his own musical instrument business. Before working on the saxophone, he made several improvements to the bass clarinet.
Oh.
As an outgrowth of his work with the bass clarinet, Sax wanted to create an instrument that combined the best qualities of woodwinds and brass instruments. So he created an instrument with a single reed mouthpiece and a brass body. His patent encompassed 14 versions of the fundamental design, split into 2 categories of 7 instruments each. Only 4 of those 14 types are in widespread use today.
That is a long sentence.
That's a lot.
You said. I don't even know. You've woodwinds and the thing. And
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Saxophones are the only brass woodwinds. From its earliest days, the saxophone was always made of brass. However, because it generates sound with a single reed, it is classified as a woodwind. So
technically, it's a woodwind.
So the saxophone first gained popularity in military bands, especially in France and Belgium, while the saxophone remained marginal, used mainly as a novelty instrument in the classical world. Many new musical niches were established for it during the early decades of the 20th century. Around the turn of the century, ragtime and vaudeville introduced much of the American public to the saxophone, laying the groundwork for its use in dance orchestras and eventually jazz.
Jazz. Yeah.
Following the saxophone craze of the 1920s, the saxophone became featured in music as diverse as Guy Lombardo, with his orchestra.
Sure.
Jazz, swing, and large stage show bands. Show bands with saxophone sections became a staple of TV talk shows like The Tonight Show.
Oh, yeah.
And Las Vegas stage shows as well.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Charlie Parker is often cited as the greatest saxophone player in history, and the most valuable jazz instrument ever sold was one of Parker's saxophones that sold for $144,747 at an auction in September of 1994.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wowie.
The largest saxophone, which can be played by one person, stands nearly 9 foot tall and weighs just over 63 pounds.
Wow.
So I'm not exactly, you got to be on a ladder, I guess, to play that. I don't know.
Yeah, hauling that to orchestra practice.
Yeah. And back in the year 2000, a guy named Van Birchfield broke the record for the longest continuous note on a saxophone, and he held a note that lasted 47 minutes, 5.5 seconds.
Oh, my gosh.
And he did that using a technique called circular breathing,
Sure.
which is done by simultaneously breathing in through your nose while pushing air out through your mouth using air that was stored in your cheeks.
Yes.
Now, that is a record that will never be broken. So he will hold that record for all time because Guinness did away with that record.
Oh, really?
Due to medical evidence suggesting that circular breathing is dangerous.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, they don't do dangerous things in the Guinness Book of World
Well,
Records?
not with that, I suppose.
Not circular breathing?
I guess not.
Okay.
So,
All right.
yes.
All right. You picked out a record to go along with the saxophone, did you, Sarah?
Yeah, well, I thought we had to play a song by Kenny G.
Oh.
So we're going to play Songbird.
Oh, Sarah.
Yeah.
I'm so relaxed already. Thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome. Some nice smooth Kenny
Wow. Kenny G.
G. Nice smooth saxophone.
Nap time, everybody. Today's Wiki Corner brought to you by Niblack Foods in the Genesee Valley Regional Market. Now, yesterday, on your way home from work, you said you stopped to get your CSA.
My CSA. Yeah, there's 2 weeks left of my fall. I do a regular CSA during the summer, and then I extend it through the fall because I just love it so much. But so if you're still doing a CSA, or if you just see some produce, at the grocery store or the market that you want to try out, but you don't really know what to do with it,
What do you do?
you go to Niblack's, and they will point you in the right direction. They'll tell you how to cook it. They'll tell you what seasonings are good on it. They'll point you in the right direction.
Yeah, absolutely. Great team over there at Niblack Foods.
Yeah, super knowledgeable.
And a quick reminder, if you're making fruitcake, I think I'm going to give you a fruitcake reminder every day.
Every day?
Until
Okay.
Christmas.
All right.
If you're making fruitcake, they have all the fruitcake ingredients you need
Right.
at Niblack
They
Foods.
sure do.
In the Genesee.
And people have already started buying it. So
Yeah. I mean, they have 5-pound
Start early.
bags of the dried bits for that
Yeah.
you need. All right, so somebody online was asking this question. What is something that you've seen a lot, but you're still in awe every time? Thought that was kind of an interesting,
something you've
deep
seen a lot,
question.
but you're still in awe.
Yeah, you see a lot, but it still kind of takes your breath away every time you see it.
Niagara Falls.
Oh, that's very specific. That's very nice, yeah.
Wow, was it not supposed to be specific? Or what
No,
did
it's
people
fine.
say?
You can be as specific as you want to be, Sarah, but it's true. Niagara Falls is one of
Yeah.
those. Mountains, or the ocean.
Yes, mountains are the yeah.
Thunderstorms. Like a good strong, I love a good strong thunderstorm. I love a good strong thunderstorm. Fall foliage, which we're seeing plenty of right now.
Yeah, we're a little past peak, but yeah.
Yeah, right. But I mean, don't you, I feel bad for people who live in other parts of the world where they don't have that fall foliage.
I
Because
know.
it's such a cool
I would miss that a lot,
thing.
I think, if I lived somewhere else. Like out on the West Coast where they don't really
Yeah.
have
Where
seasons.
their trees just burn down. Ours change color. They look like they're on fire, but it's just the leaves. The night sky in a clear evening, sunrises, sunsets. Watching an airplane take off.
Hmm.
Yeah, you think about that. You think, how does that big thing fly?
Yeah.
And I know it's science, but
Way above your head.
yeah, but
Yeah.
it's a big plane. The Aurora Borealis, or the Northern Lights.
Never saw them.
No, but we saw everybody's pictures of them on their phones.
I know.
International Space Station passing overhead. Snow.
I'm not in awe of the snow. I am not.
Anyway, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it on this list. So there you go. I like your Niagara Falls one. That was a good
Yeah.
one.
I bet if I went to the Grand Canyon, again, it would be the same.
Take your breath away.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. I have some friends that are out in Arizona right now. They were posting pictures on social media. And it really, I think Arizona is one of the most beautiful
Yeah. it's
places
pretty
in the
up
whole
there.
world. The colors, the shapes, and everything.
Yeah.
And that
The desert.
takes my breath away.
See?
Are you ready?
Yep.
Here we go. Legends 1027, the biggest hits in the history of the world. It's Kenny G. So it's called Songbird. It's been a while since I heard some Kenny G. Sarah, why don't we just play that record? Do remind us.
Well, because it's National Saxophone Day, and I'm sure that. Do you think Kenny G is celebrating this today? Of course.
Of course he is.
Probably having a big party.
Beautiful, curly, long hair.
Saxophone.
Let's recap 3 things we must take away from today's Wiki Corner. Are you ready?
Yes.
Go.
All right. The saxophone is named after its inventor, Adolphe Sax.
As a child, Sax was so unlucky, his neighbor called him Little Sax the Ghost.
And the saxophone is the only instrument in wide use today that was invented by a single individual.
But he comes from a long line of
Instrument.
his mom and dad.
Yeah.
Were instrument makers. They were
Instrument
designers. Which is one of those things I don't think we do we have all the instruments we need right now?
Probably.
Is it all just computer from this point forward?
I mean, I hope not, but I don't know.
Nobody's rolling out like a new violin or...
But you don't really hear about that, no.
You don't?
No, like nobody's working on a new piano or something.
No, they're not. Yeah. They're not. It's all just effects on what you have now. Anyway, folks want to learn more about saxophone. Sarah, where do they go? What do they do?
Well, you can go to my Wiki blog. If you go to legends1027.com on the homepage, there's a link that takes you to my blog where I post everything I talk about every day.
And you can always watch all this unfold on Facebook Live every day at 4:10, facebook.com/legends1027. And we archive all of these up on YouTube. Go to YouTube and search Sarah's Wiki Corner for the entire library right there. It's all brought to you by our friends at Nibleg Foods in the Genesee Valley Regional Market. And you're coming back tomorrow at 4:10.
Sure am.
Same seat, same microphone, different words.
Yes.
We'll see you here for that tomorrow. Traffic and weather on the way, Hall & Oates, and much more straight ahead on Legends 1027.